guys, so I wanted to start this little series on YouTube called Road to the Stage. So I'm just gonna give you a little backstory here of my journey. In 2019, I had my first baby in April, and in November, well, let's say by August, I was like, I think I want to compete in bodybuilding. Like, I had seen some of my friends do shows, and so I had really been toying with the idea. I've always had a little bit more of a muscular build. I've always been in competitions, and prior to having kids, I'd ran a lot of races. I'd ran a full marathon. I ran multiple half marathons. They were never really for time. It was just more to finish them, but it didn't really fulfill that competitive nature in me. And so I really kind of got this bug of like, let's really see what my body's capable of. So in November 2019, I hired my coach. And by April and May of 2020, I was in the best physique I've ever been. And it was not with running. Let's just tell you that. I was really stuck in my ways of like running and cardio was the way to get, skinny. When really it was just lifting really fucking heavy things. So April, May 2020, I needed to reverse out. My glutes were not to a place where I could compete, super competitively. I was down in body fat, but I needed to build a little bit more muscle because I had just started lifting really heavy like 6 months ago, right? So unless you're kind of like a genetic freak, that's probably not going to get you to the stage where you can be competitive, right? And so I was starting in a reverse, got pregnant with my second child. I still lifted and did everything throughout that pregnancy. Had her in March of 2021, blessed with two beautiful girls. Started back onto the road of like, okay, let's start recomping that body back down, getting to compete. There was a whole time where my hormones were extremely off. So I had an IUD placed after the birth of my second child. That was the biggest mistake of my life. I had that ripped out quite quickly. I did not like how it made me feel. I literally felt like I was going crazy, like absolutely crazy. So got that taken out, but it took a long time for my hormones to regulate out. And in end of November of 2021, I had lost all ambition to work out. I just wanted to stay in bed. Like, I almost felt like I was depressed, like, which was, and I'm not, like, I wasn't depressed, like, but I felt like I was. And my coach was like, something's off. We need to look at something. I got labs drawn from a hormone specialist in Florida, which I still work with her very closely, actually. And my testosterone was less than 3. Less than 3. A normal for a woman, I believe, is like in a range from like 30 to 80 or something. Don't quote me on that. Less than 3. It wasn't even like showing up like on the thing. And so she's like, yep, that's what's wrong. So we got started on testosterone cream. Within like a week, I could already tell like how much more energy I had. My mood was way better. We got pregnant with my third kid. So it tells you a little bit about your sex drive as well. But so that was a bit of a surprise. My second was only 10 months old. It wasn't, we wanted a third. We weren't planning to have them quite that close together. So that once again put the halt on my goals to get on stage, to grow that last baby. Obviously I wanted to have a healthy pregnancy, healthy baby, but I still remained lifting, throughout both of my second and my third pregnancies. I remained lifting heavy, for the most part. Obviously you scale down as your belly gets bigger, things you just understand about your own body, but I did maintain, lifting, minimal cardio throughout both pregnancies. Had him in September of 2022. So we got our baby boy. And so now I've been back into just really trying to get my body to recomp. I will say the first 3 months of my son's life were very difficult. He was a colicky baby. He did not sleep. We were up about every hour and a half to 2 hours usually. It was really, and we had 2 other kids. It was a really difficult time. I felt like I was really struggling. I was trying to breastfeed, but he had all these intolerances and I couldn't keep my diet. I was trying to hit macros. A super stressful time. Finally, in December, my best friend goes, you are done breastfeeding. Like, you are done. You're going to formula. Like, you can't do this to yourself. Like, and you can't. Like, at some point, mamas, like, you can't. You have to understand that, like, it's okay. A fed baby's a healthy baby. So we switched into formula. He turned out to be a lot happier. And then finally at 6 months, we actually got him back on normal formula. And we have now reintroduced my breast milk that I had pumped. So he's healthy, happy, and thriving at this point. And since end of January, I've been back with my coach and really focused on the training of getting back to the stage. So I just kind of wanted to like start this whole quote unquote vlog of like just letting you know the trials, the triumphs of getting onto stage the first time. I'm 36 years old. I'll be 37 in August, excuse me. And so that's a little daunting as well of like, oh my gosh, like I'm a little bit older getting on this stage. I've had 3 babies. So is my body different? For sure. It's very different. But it's not ruined. And I'm so excited to see just how capable my body is. Currently standing right now with stats, I am still at one of the highest weights, not the highest weight I've ever been, obviously with pregnancy, but I still sit at 172, which is high for me. I'm normally probably between 160, 165. When I actually got down to my lowest in 2020, I was actually down to 150. Now my body fat was extremely low at that point. I had lost my period. And my coach and I were working of, getting food back up there. Like that's not a good place for your body to be. And so in the competitor world, they understand that like that body composition, that body fat percentage being that low, that's not a sustainable thing. Like the pictures are beautiful, right? These beautiful, the muscles and the lines, but that's not a healthy place to be. And so that's when we knew was that we need to reverse out. We got to, build for a little bit here, and then we can kind of get more body fat off. So currently right now we're trying to do this in a very healthy way. I actually did just have labs redrawn with my girl Joanna. Once again, my testosterone is tanked. Top reasons testosterone could be tanked: stress and lack of sleep. So 3 kids, a baby that didn't sleep through the night till about a month ago. Yep. Still doesn't really sleep all the way through the night, but he will give us a good, 7 to 8 hour stretch. So usually he's up at like 3 or 4 a.m. Not terrible, but we're still getting woken up. So, and it is what it is. I can't control that. We just roll with it that you can. So that's my current composition. Now, as far as measurements, the main thing that's holding on the most is actually my waist, which is really odd, which might be something that my testosterone's off. Also could be just that you had a 3rd baby and you had them quick. So things get stretched to the max. And I need to do a lot more core recovery, overall on that. But I'm so excited because this has been a dream of mine, obviously, for 3 years now. And we are done. No more babies, which is sad and exciting at the same time. But this is the time now I get to really push my body to the limits. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. But I will share, like, in the comments, like, kind of my current macro breakdown. Well, I'll tell you now, too. So my current macro breakdown is 150 grams of protein, 50 grams of fat, and 145 grams of carbs. Wow. Mom brain there about snuck in. So I'm around about 1,600 calories. Right now we're trying to just be in like a slight deficit, also help the deficit with my workouts. But just really to recomp the body. And then we haven't really had to sit down and talk about it yet, but I'm guessing at some point we'll have to try to reverse a little bit up before we do like a big cut. My first show goal will be 2024. My goal would be like late summer, early fall 2024. I have to work on posing a lot, you guys. Like, wow. That takes some flexibility that I do not have in my back. So I will post my posing pictures so that you can help watch me progress as I continue practicing and get a chuckle if you are a competitor that you're like, wow, she's got some work to do, which I do. But that's the exciting part is just getting to watch myself improve. Yeah, so, this whole series is just called The Road to the Stage. Obviously, I have other videos on my channel that are helpful for just people for lifestyle, recipes I like to do, those kind of things. So definitely follow along there too. But this series is strictly what I call The Road to the Stage. And I just thought, why not take people along with me? Why not show the struggles of, managing a family and trying to eat towards your goals, and getting your workouts in and watching the body changes happen. So I hope you enjoy and come along with me on this whole fun journey. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, you're welcome to follow me on Instagram. My stories share a lot of my mom life, my cats, we have 2 cats, and my workouts, just everyday things that I deal with. And yeah, so I'm so excited. Thank you for joining. And I can't wait to get on that stage.